Hey everyone, it's Rachel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Canva with Cricut Design Space. So first of all, you want to go to Canva and then you want to come over to the far right corner and click on Create a Design. Here you can either enter the pixel size, inches, millimeters, or centimeters, and I'm going to stick with pixel, and I actually just did this earlier, so I'm going to do 1250 by 1250. I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe the higher the pixel rate, the better quality it's going to be. But I think this should be sufficient for what we need to do. So I'm going to click on that. And then here is your blank canvas, if you will. Okay, so what you want to do, now I'm going to go ahead and create another video. If it hasn't been posted, it will be posted here soon. I'm going to show you guys the basics of Canva in a different video. This is basically how to use Canva with Design Space. And then in the other video, I will show you just the basics of Canva, and we will just go through just a quick tutorial on Canva. I am by far no means of an expert in Canva. There are a ton of things that I don't know about it just because I never really played around with it, but I know enough to be dangerous. I'm still constantly learning Canva. I YouTube quite a bit, how to do things, and I just like to watch YouTube tutorials on Canva with new elements that they have, and like they have just a ton of stuff that you can do in Canva. I mean, look at all these apps. You can do AI interior styler, whatever that is. You can do equations, and I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So I do not have any of that memorized by any means, but like I said, I know enough to be dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to click on elements, and I'm going to search for the element that I'm looking for. So you actually kind of see that I've already kind of searched for it, but I wanted to look for a wreath. So when I clicked on elements, I can type in floral wreath and hit enter. Now, you have graphics, which is just like what it is, it's a graphic, or it can be a photo, so it can be a little bit more realistic. And then you have frames. So like, for example, if you have a photograph or an image, you can overlay it with the frame. And I can go into more detail about that in a different video. And then of course, videos. And then there's some audio that's labeled wreath, okay? So what we want to do is go into graphics. I don't really want a realistic one. I kind of want it more, not cartoonish, but not, like I don't want an actual picture of it. So I'm going to search and look for the one that I am particularly interested in. And I can't remember how far down it was. So I also have it pulled up over here, and I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and copy it and paste it in here. So this is the wreath that I am wanting to use. Now I already searched for it, but I don't want to take the time, or take up your guys' time, I should say, by trying to find that wreath, and I might have even passed it up. But anyways, so I already found the wreath, but I want to show you a little tip or trick. If you select the object that you want and hit this little eye, it's an info, and then the info of the wreath shows up here. And this is why a lot of times I don't share the image on in the description box, because it says string circle wreath. Well, I'm pretty sure if I type that all in here or in the search, you're going to see basically what you see now. And I also can click on view more from this artist, and let me click on that again. So yeah, there we go. Let me exit out of that. So I just clicked on it, and then this is all by the artist. So I guess if you're really interested in a particular like what I'm using, I can tell you the artist information or who it was done by, and then you'll just have to kind of sift through it. Very rarely does it actually give me the exact, I don't know, identity to it. I know I had and a subscriber of mine asked like, where can I find, it was like the April showers, spring, May flowers or something like that. And I had the rain boots and the hat, and unfortunately I couldn't link, you know, the exact elements that I used, but I could tell you who the designer was. And then they were able to search it through that way. So this is why, like I said, I don't link any of this, and I just tell you what I typed in, and then, you know, you kind of have to sift through this yourself. What's great about this one, if you're using Canva and you're not a pro member, this is actually free to you. Now, some of the functions that we're about to do is not going to be free to you, but I'm going to show you here in a moment. Okay, so now that I found my wreath, it doesn't matter the size. You just want to make sure that you make it as big as possible, so that way it has a better resolution to it. Okay, so you're going to come over here in the upper right corner and click on share. And again, don't forget, I will have another video that goes into a slower, but yet I'm not going to make it an hour-long video. It's probably going to be a quick 15-ish minutes of how to use Canva, just so you can get the gist of it. But anyway, so you hit share, and then you can hit download, and then I would leave it as a PNG, and then you can click on, now here's the pro member. Anytime you see the little crown, that means it's a pro option, or it's a pro feature. So, which is not a big deal, because you can actually remove the background in Design Space. It will allow you to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a transparent background just to save the time. Really, it's going to be one click here and then one click on the outside. So it's not, well, actually, no, it's going to be more than that, because then you got to get into these middle pieces. And I'll explain that when we get into Design Space. So if you have multiple pages, you're going to want to make sure that you select the right page, so that way you're not downloading the whole thing. And then I will hit download. Okay, so it will come down here. It looks like it's been downloaded. So what we'll do is hit upload. I will hit browse. Browse again. Now that I'm in my downloads, I will hit Untitled Design 1. And the reason why it's Untitled Design, because I didn't save it in Canva. Oops, let me go ahead and click on that again. So it's just labeled as Untitled Design, so that is why that's labeled that. Now if you want to change that, by all means change it and then re-download it, but it's not that big of a deal to me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now here's where you want to remove the background, so you can click on remove background, and then it's going to try its best to remove all the backgrounds. And of course, you know, if it doesn't remove everything, you're going to have to go into these spaces. So let me zoom in real quick, and you know, go in, like there's a little area right there, and then go in there. So this is why I you know, on something that looks like this is probably best that you want to remove it in Canva, so that way you don't have to go through all those tiny little pieces to remove it. Apply and continue, and then you could do the beta, which is the multiple layers, but we're not going to use vinyl, we're going to use printable vinyl. So click on flat graphic and hit continue. Now, if you don't see this is because you're not in beta, and I'll be sure to link the video where I discuss the multiple layers, which is pretty cool feature. It's rough around the edges, I'll be honest, but I already created a video on that, so just be sure to watch it, and I will show you how to get into beta. Make sure your Design Space is in beta so you can see this. So this might look a little different if you're in the live Design Space or you're in beta. So beta just means they're testing it out and they haven't completely rolled it out to all the live Design Space. So click on flat graphic and hit continue, and then I hit upload. So it's going to upload it into my Design Space. So here it is. I already got this to the size that I need it, and I already kind of designed it. But so at this point, this is when you're going to want to redesign your, not redesign, this is when you're going to resize your wreath. Now, of course, in this, the Canva, it doesn't really matter the size, because now you can understand that it's just, you just resize it here according to what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that because I don't need it. I already have it here. So here is my wreath, and I had to make it a little bit smaller for my blank, and then I went ahead and just added some text to it. Now I, at this point, would have loved to have matched the lettering with some colors that are in my wreath. And so I would have done that in design or in Canva. So for example, if I come over here and click on text, so you guys see me do this before. We haven't seen it done in Canva, but you guys see me craft with this concept. So if I click on text and hit add a text box, and then I'm going to type in the letter D, and I actually can do this in, let me actually turn on the caps here. I can add a page and have D as one page and then daily as another page. So that way I don't have to worry about trying to get this fit. But for size, I mean, I guess the size doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to kind of just leave it there so you guys can see. I'm kind of stuck on this font, and unfortunately, these two fonts, they're two different fonts, and unfortunately, I don't know where I bought the font. I'm pretty sure it was Design Bundle or Font Bundles, excuse me, but the thing, I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this so that way we can see that, but unfortunately, I would have to go through all of my fonts, and I got a lot of fonts in Font Bundles, and it would take too long for me to find it and then upload that font to Canva. So this is why I figured I was going to show you this way, and then I can show you what you could do. So for example, if you would rather just make sure that your letters or word is matching with your wreath, then you would want to do it here, which is what I've done before, you know, and find a font that you like. So, you know, like whatever, that's actually terrible. Okay, so let me just, that's actually kind of cool. Well, no. Then I really do like that. Now the size, again, it's not going to matter because what I'll do is I'll put it as a new page. But what I want in this positioning doesn't really matter either. But I want the D to actually match up with a color, and I'm probably, so what I'm going to do is click on, make sure that my text is selected. Then I'm going to click on text color, and I'm going to go ahead and click on add a new color here. And then I'm going to click on the eyedrop here, and then you can go ahead and click on the color. That's pretty, a little bit too pinkish for me. Let me try the green. Oh, I kind of like the green, but I also want to try the darker green as well. I don't like the darker green. I don't know why. And I think the yellow is going to be too pale for me. Like, it's not going to be very vibrant, but yeah, it does make a statement. But I almost feel like the pink looks really good. I think the pink really draws it out. I don't know. I wish I was able to get your feedback right now, because now I'm kind of torn between. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do just to kind of see which one I like. I'm going to go ahead and click on duplicate page. And then I'm going to change this one to pink. Okay, very good. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to look at both of them and compare which one I like the most. And I feel as though the pink really brings out the pink in the wreath, but the green is pretty subtle. I don't want it to be too... Gosh, I don't know. Let me think here for a moment. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let you guys write down in the comment section which one you really like, but I'm feeling like I am going to go with green just because I don't know. What would you guys do? Okay, I'm decided this is going in my office, and I work with a bunch of men, and I gotta be girly because I gotta bring some girls. I gotta bring some girl features in this building. So I am going to go with the pink. So that is decided. Perfect. Okay. And I like the pink too. All right, so what I'm going to do is hit add page, and I'm going to bring down the D down here. And again, the size doesn't really matter because you will adjust the size. But for me, you just kind of want to make it as big as possible, and then that way it gives the best resolution. Okay, so now I got the D. Okay, now that I'm doing this, I guess what I don't need, I really do like that D, but because I use the text in Design Space, now I have to use Cricut vinyl, and I don't, now that I really kind of am obsessed with this here, the color that it matches the color, I'm gonna have to go ahead and delete this. I do really like that. I just wish I had this font. Dreamy, it's called Dreamy Notes Script, and then this one is called Lemonade. I really do like that, but you know what? It's just part of this, you know, just part of just what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a new text box, and I'm gonna type in daily. That's really tiny. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that back off. The caps. Okay, so I turned off the caps, and let me go ahead and make this bigger. And this is just a font that happens to only have, I don't like that, only has capital letters. Nope. Okay, so give me a second. I'm gonna have to try to find a script font that I like. Okay, so I think I found one that I like. However, I'm still not 100% happy with this one. So I'm actually going to try something because you can't download your images from Design Space. So I'm going to try something and see if it works. So I'm going to use what's called snipping tool. And when you do this, this is not the best thing to do because it kind of loses its resolution. So I'm not saying that this is going to be the best idea. So I'm just making a quick snip of the word and then hit save. Oops. Where is... here's the save button. And then, oh, it looks like I already... Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop and then hit save. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go into Canva. I'm going to hit add new page, and then I'm going to hit uploads, and then I'm going to hit upload files, hit untitled, or no, actually it's going to be on my desktop, and then click on screenshot and hit open. Okay, so I'm a little hesitant to doing this because I don't know how well the quality is going to be. So bear with me. All right, so now I'm going to hit edit photo. I'm going to hit making sure that my photo is selected. Hit edit photo here at the top, and then click on BG remover, which is your background. So it's going to pick up all the negative spaces that's in the image, and it looks like it didn't lose its quality. So I might, yeah, you can kind of see, I don't know, maybe it's just, yeah, because look how clear that is in comparison to that. Yeah, it looks like I cut that off a little bit. So it's, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, and I don't want to waste a whole lot of time trying to find a text that I like. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I change that to that color. And then I'm going to go ahead and download both of those. So again, click on transparent background, and then I will go ahead and download just number 2 and 3 and uncheck 1 because I already downloaded those. Again, making sure that I have transparent background checked, and then hit download. So now it's going to download into a zip file, and you have to unzip it. So you're going to go ahead and click on 2 and 3, or highlight both of them, and then move it, in your desktop downloads, wherever. Okay, so now that I did that, I'm going to hit upload and hit browse, or upload image, browse, and then I'm going to go on my desktop, click on that one. I wonder if you can do multiple. No, you can't do multiple at a time. So hit open, continue. Now, again, if you weren't a pro member, this is where you're going to want to click on the background to remove it. I'm going to do flat graphic and hit continue, hit upload. And then I'm going to hit upload file. Again, do the same process for daily. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of those and duplicate it because I'm not 100% convinced I like the word daily, but we are sure going to go ahead and give that a try. Good old college try. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and size this, and also want to make sure that I go ahead and center it as well. Oh, I do not like how that's centered. Oh, it is centered. Just to me, it looks like it needs to go over to the right. Maybe that's just, oh, let me go ahead and send that to the back, arranged back. Okay, so let me click on, oh my goodness, send the back too. All right, so I'm gonna move that over with my arrow key. No, just for some reason, I just need to move it over a little bit. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm gonna go ahead and size this down as well. So this guide here, that is for the size of my blank. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more narrow. Okay, what do we think? Do we like it? I do like this a little bit better, but because I'm really liking the fact that all the pinks match, I'm going to go ahead and deal with it. So, and this is what I was talking about in all my other videos, guys, that sometimes like I just want things to match, and unfortunately I'm not going to use my vinyl, but as I told you guys before, I am still going to use my adhesive vinyl when I can or where I can, because this Cricut printable vinyl is not cheap at all. So if you think about the quantity you get, you only get 6, I think. What is it? Let me look at my little sheet here. Yeah, you get 10 for like $13 if you pay full price for it, which I rarely do, because they get it, you know, Michael's has it on sale occasionally. Okay, so now that everything's centered and the dailies positioned where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and attach. And if you prefer to use vinyl, you just simply use the text and select the text you want, and then you go ahead and size it. Just basically what we did in Canva, but do it in Design Space. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and group this together and then hide it because I don't want that to print out. So you'll see that you'll get a little caution on the, looks like it's the cautions on the wreath, and it's just letting you know it's a low resolution, and it will, that happens, and it's, you know, really honestly not a big deal. Okay, so now that I have that all attached, now what I need to do is I need to flatten it. So I'm going to click on, in my layer panel here, I need to click on flatten, so that way it will do a print then cut as a solid. Okay, so this is just all one. All right, so let's go ahead and hit make it. And then I will then go ahead and hit continue, send to printer, and then make sure add bleed is on. And I'm going to use the system dialog. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and then hit print. And then I am going to use my Epson EcoTank 15,000 series and hit preferences. I have a little printing presets for Cricut, so it just has, you know, all the settings I need for that to print. So make sure that you do premium presentation paper matte, and then the quality is high, and then of course however it gets fed into your printer. Now I did have a subscriber say that they do have it fed in at the bottom tray, and that's fine, but sometimes I think that could potentially ruin it because I gotta go up through the printer and then make a turn to print out, whereas if you do the back feeder, it will just, you know, you don't have to bend it so many different directions. Okay, let's go ahead and hit OK, and then go ahead and hit print, and then we will go ahead and switch to my craft table. For reference, I use the Cricut printable vinyl for this project. So what I need to do is I need to look for that particular vinyl. So I don't see the one, this one is for green liner, and I have gray, it's gray. So I will look for, this is sticker. Here we go, printable vinyl, gray liner printing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to also make that a favorite so that way I don't have to search for it every single time, because this is what I have. So I'm going to hit done. Okay, go ahead and bring out my mat here. Move that out of the way here. And then I'm going to place this on. Now you want to make sure that you place it how it's shown in the image in Design Space. You don't want to have it upside down. Trust me, I did that before accidentally, and it did not cut out. Even though it read the registration marks, it still did not cut out correctly. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my machine here. And then let's go ahead and feed her in there. Okay, I read the size of the mat, so I will hit go on my computer. Okay, let's go ahead and hit unload the mats. And then I don't need that anymore, so let me go ahead and move that away. Okay, let's go ahead and flip this over. Okay, now that I have that done, let's go ahead and weed this out. Okay, there we go. Just want to be careful. There are some intricate pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel that back. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and get everything weeded out just as you would weed normally on any type of vinyl. Good. Here we go. And then I have mentioned before, sometimes, oh, I was like, why is there, okay. I was thinking something was wrong with my printable vinyl because I'm like, what, you don't weed out the yellow part, and it looks like I forgot to weed out the white part around the inside of the wreath. But anyways, I forget where I was going, so I apologize. Got distracted. Okay, perfect. So, I've mentioned before, sometimes it's easier to weed out or to transfer it and then weed out everything because it's harder to see through this view. Like, it's easier to see the back side of it because it's so shiny, and it makes it a little bit easier. So don't be afraid to transfer it and then come back and do what's called that reverse weeding. Sometimes it's a little bit easier, and looks like kind of this messed up. Oh goodness. So I think I got everything weeded out, but time will only tell when I go ahead and transfer this. So let me go ahead, and I think I got this maybe a little bit whiter than I need it to be, but that's okay. Perfect. And then what I'll do is I will apply my transfer tape to my design here. Peel that back as far as I need it to go. And then I will go ahead. Oh, I want to cut that part. Okay. There we go. And then I will scrape the back really well, making sure that's really on that transfer tape. Okay. Let's go ahead and move that to the side. We did perfectly. So here is where it's a little bit shinier, and I could see if I missed anything, and I don't. Actually, I do see an area. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my blank, and this is from Hobby Lobby. This was actually from 2 years ago, from their spring collection, and I didn't like what was on there, so I went ahead and sanded it. I'm telling you guys, when this stuff goes 75%, 90% off, you gotta get it. And if you're willing to put in the effort, and really it doesn't take too much. Now you gotta be careful. Sometimes their home decor, they actually print a design on a piece of paper and then paste it on it. I mean, it's a sticky back, I'm sure, kind of like what we're doing, but with a full sheet, because when I sand it, you can see the paper coming off, and that's a hot mess. I hate doing that. But anyways, so I'm just going to try to find, that's a little wobbier, excuse me. This is the best side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this over. I'm so excited to bring this to my office. Okay, let me go ahead and get this centered and straight as possible. I think that looks good to me. This would be a cute wedding gift. So someone who's getting married, if they want a little decor, you could put their initial and then their last name at the bottom. How pretty would that be? And they do have tons of wreaths, so I'm sure you can find something that either fits their wedding colors or fits their decor. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel this back. Again, you want to be careful. You don't want to go too fast because this does rip pretty easily. So you want to slow down, especially in the areas that are really intricate. So I have some lifting there, so I'm going to go ahead and just hit that again. And she's down. All right, so that is what you guys have been asking for, and I hope I delivered. I will provide another video of how to use Canva. Again, it's not going to be an hour-long video. It's literally going to show you the basics, enough for you to do the necessities for some print then cut. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.